Hi, I realized I've been making all these videos and then I didn't tell you who it was. Sorry. So my name's Leslie, and Monroe Homestead, that's our last name. My husband Todd and our two kids, we live here, and we bought this property 3 years ago. We moved, basically, we've been moving from job to job to job, and this move was different. It was the first time as a married couple that we were like, we're going to live here. This is where we want to be. This is where we want to raise our family. And we finally put down some roots. We've never done that anywhere. We've lived somewhere longer than 3 years before, but we never said, this is where we want to be. And this is who we want to live near. So we've been really blessed by this homestead, by this lifestyle. And it was very intentional. We chose, this is how we want to live our life. This is how we're going to raise our kids. And owning some land was part of that. He grew up on land. I grew up in a pretty rural town, and we wanted our kids to know what it's like to build fences and grow food and raise some chickens and animals. And I always felt like it was necessary life skills for them. There might be a point in their life where they have to know how to grow food. With this COVID, I never dreamed that it would impact us and that I would feel like, yes, we are doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. I didn't think I would get that kind of validation in my lifetime. I thought it would appear in my kids' lifetime. So it's been really, really good to have felt that desire to raise animals, grow vegetables, and then to actually do it. So when all this COVID stuff hit, it was like, well, we've got chickens, we've got pigs, we've got fruits and veggies on our land. We have some blackberry bushes, and my parents have blackberry bushes and apples and peaches, and like we have access to most of the things we need. We don't grow our grains. We still rely on our neighbors for feed for our animals, but for the most part, we're pretty self-sufficient. I've got somebody that I buy raw milk from, and like I didn't have to go to the grocery store, and that has just been such a huge blessing. So that's a little bit of how the homestead started. It was me reading book after book after book, and my husband saying, yeah, and I watched all the YouTube channels, and I inhaled anything that Joel Salatin was a part of, and Justin Rhodes, and even So the Land's been inspiring. Just everybody I've been watching, Curtis Stone, all those guys. I just watch those videos like crazy, and I'm so inspired. And I don't feel alone, that I'm not the only one in the world that wants to take charge of my health, my family's health, by growing our own food. I mean, that's just the next natural step. Once you go organic, once you realize there are healthy meats, and a lot of the studies on meat, and they're bad for you, it's unhealthy meat. They're high saturated fat because they grew up on a factory farm. They're not getting exercise. They're not even eating what they're supposed to eat. If you feed a cow corn, just the fat is not healthy for you to consume. So anyways, once you go down that natural healthy food path, I feel like the next progression is then to grow your own and be more in control, and plus sustainable is local. Like, you want local foods, you want local farmers. Again, with COVID, I felt so blessed because even if we couldn't grow our own meat, we have friends and neighbors that grow cow or raise cows, and they grow vegetables, and we have access to that, and we've built those relationships over the years. The Prairie Homestead, she just did I think it was a week-long challenge. And I mean, you just start where you're at. If you're in an apartment building, you get a basil plant. You just take those steps, and it slowly progresses. And I noticed yesterday that I did. Everything on my plate was from our farm. I mean, and that didn't happen overnight. That it's been a slow progression. I started making kombucha. It'd be 7 years ago this summer, and so the kombucha is. I made all of that. I mean, I didn't grow the tea and I didn't harvest the sugar, but I made it. And then we had chicken that we actually grew ourselves, which is so awesome because we just did that. And then I had cucumbers and tomatoes, and I had homemade mayonnaise. The egg came from my farm. No, the oil didn't, but really most of that plate, the bulk of it, came from things that we grew, things that we harvested, things that we'd raised. And it's such a powerful, emotional, like all your like DNA inside is like, yes, this is right. This is what your ancestors did. This is how we were supposed to live. And I don't have to guess anything. Like, were these cucumbers sprayed? Did I wash them well enough? Like, what was this tomato grown in? Or how is this chicken? Like, it says it had access to pasture, but I don't really know. Like, I didn't have any questions about my food. I knew exactly where it came from. I knew the quality of life that it had and what was put into it, and the output was amazing. So that's a little bit about us. Really, we've been so blessed to live this lifestyle, and we just want to share a little slice of what we found, and I want to encourage you to just start where you're at. Like I said, just get your favorite herb, put it in a pot, and put it in your windowsill, and start there, and then just slowly grow from there. I started out with herb gardens and added 1 tomato plant, and then maybe a little bit of kale. I just slowly did it, and this has been the product of years of reading and just slowly acquiring. And I'm still not where I want to be. I still have a lot to learn and a lot to grow from. So thank you for watching. I know it's got a little long-winded, but that's a little bit about the Monroe Homestead. And again, like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.